friends, this is the Sun Woman. Thank you so much for tuning in with me for your June 2016 Suncasts. I'm going to do something a little different this month because this month is all about love. We have a major aspect of the new moon, which is falling in Gemini, conjunct, which means in the same sign as Venus. They're all in Gemini. So the major influence this month is going to be on love and for the months to come. Now with the Sun in the same sign and the Moon in the same sign as Venus, you have Venus, which is the planet of love. You have the Sun, which is the vitality, the energy, abundance, and you have the Moon, which is your emotions. So emotional involvement and emotional strength, all grouped together in the sign of Gemini. So there's going to be a lot of thinking about love, a lot of communications about love, getting together with people, making plans. This is a ripe time for creativity. There may be two people in your life that you are feeling equally involved with or equal love towards. So you may be needing to make a decision between two people. Gemini is that sign of the twins, that mutable sign. But in general, it is a really beautiful aspect full of a lot of focus on the things in life that make us feel fulfilled, love, our relationships, marriage, our creativity. And the thing about that is that with nature, we have the yin and the yang. So there's always has to be a balance in nature. And the balance here that we're going to be up against is a lot of I wouldn't say difficult, but challenging aspects that are going to be highlighting this Sun, Moon, Venus connection here. We have what is called a T-square pattern, which is involving Jupiter, Saturn, and Neptune. And with Saturn already retrograde, what we're going to find is that any delays or disappointments that may be affecting your love life or even your finances, because Venus rules money and finances as well. Anything that you come up against is going to be a lesson to teach you how to discern what is real in your life and what is just a fantasy, what is a delusion and what is actually meant to be here in your life, and who is meant to be in your life for the long haul. Okay, now many of your concerns may be due to deception that might be taking place. People acting very greedy, perhaps, as I said, some delusion, not really being sure of people's motivations, or just excessive behavior, excessive drinking, excessive partying, excessive sex, whatever that might be that is done to, on an unhealthy level, may be an influence here this month. So we have all of these fantastic, wonderful, powerful, renewing aspects, the Sun, Moon, and Venus together in Gemini. The new moon is always a period of new beginnings. It's that 2-week cycle where we can plant seeds, and there is the promise of new beginnings, and then leading up to the new moon in the next month. Okay, so you can still plant your seeds. You can still, start fresh, inject new life into your relationships, into your creative endeavors. But as you do this, you must keep in mind and continue to do a reality check. Continue to do a litmus test through this month and in the months to come to make sure that what you are building or what you are investing in is based on something healthy, is based on something real, and is based on something that is for your higher good. Okay? So those are the aspects. Let's go ahead and take a look at each of the individual 12 signs. Make sure to take a look at your Sun, sun, moon, and rising sign. And if you'd like to know how this powerful configuration that's going on right now is affecting you specifically, you can contact me for a private reading, and I'd be happy to, we'll plot all of those planets in your individual chart and do the tarot reading to give you a personalized and private overview of what's going on in your life. This month I'm going to be using a well-worn deck that I've used for many years now. This is the Lover's Tarot, which is the 22 major arcana, nice and big there so you can see them. And then I have a smaller version of the Lover's Tarot, which also contains the same 22 cards, but with all of the pip cards, the minor arcana as well. And for some clarification, I'll be using the Tao Oracle deck. It's a very powerful spiritual time, and when we have a lot going on, with the stars and the planets, I like to use the Tao Oracle, which is based on the I Ching, for confirmation on our spiritual lessons that we need to be aware of. So let's go ahead with the 12 readings for the 12 signs. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in a moment. Hello, my Scorpios. This new moon in Gemini is going to be highlighting your 8th house, okay? And your 8th house is that house of transformation. It is the house of the resources that we receive from other people. The 8th house also rules your sex life. Deep transformations take place in the 8th house. It is the house of death, money, power, and taxes. Okay, so these are some pretty heavy duty areas, and this new moon in Gemini is going to be highlighting those areas for you. With the T-square that's taking place right now and the grand square that's going on, you're going to want to make sure that you know what is going on in your financial picture with any partners and loved ones. So love and money together are a big theme for you this month. There is the potential to get into a relationship or to take a relationship to the next level where you are combining resources, combining bank accounts, buying a house together perhaps, moving in and starting to share expenses. There is the possibility of monies coming to you from loved ones, including support, child support, spousal support. You could recently have been divorced, and your divorce settlement and your support settlement may be coming through this month, or you may be in the process of negotiating it, because this is Gemini energy, and Gemini energy is a lot of communication, talks, meetings, contracts going back and forth, things being signed, things being negotiated, phone calls, text messages. So a lot of activity where your financial picture is concerned. You may be receiving some type of scholarship or grant or charitable donation. So definitely love and money with Venus in that 8th house. Love is strong there. And Venus also rules our finances. Venus rules money and wealth. So again, I'm going to say it again, love and money are a big deal for you this month. Now, with the T-square, you may be dealing with some obstacles. You may be dealing with some frustrating situations. So, there is the promise that there is going to be some financial benefit through someone else in your life. However, there may be some strings attached. You want to make sure that you know what those strings are, that you can deal with those strings. They may be good strings, it may be that you are now being called to commit to a relationship wholeheartedly. And this is a positive thing that you are ready to take that step to, be 100% in another person's corner so they can be 100% in your corner. If that is not the case, be careful about the support that you're receiving from people, and make sure that you both know the grounds on which you are receiving money or property or some type of other material resources, so that there are there's no confusion and misunderstanding later on when perhaps someone thinks that they were going to get something back from you that you were not prepared to give in exchange for their support. Okay, so important matters there. Be very aware what's going on, but there does indicate that there is, some help coming, definitely from, another source. Now, the 8th house, as I mentioned, is sexual matters. So, could be a very strong and powerful time for you and transformative time for you in this area of your life. You may be ready to take that step and get deeper into a relationship on the physical level with someone. With Gemini prevalent there may be 2 people in the picture that are potential partners, or you may be involved with 2 people. Okay, you want to make sure that whoever you are involved with, that if it is supposed to be a one-to-one relationship, that there is not someone else in that other person's world that they are also involved with. Okay, so know what you're getting into, know your partner's picture, and know the parameters that you're dealing with. Okay, but on a very uplifting and deep level, you could go deeper than you ever have in your life with a partner on a physical level, on an emotional, spiritual, where sex and spirituality and transformation are all combined. So a very potent time for you potentially here. Okay, Venus is not just romantic love, but it has to do with family love and love from anyone that is willing to give that love to us. So there may be, for some of you, there may be some kind of legacy or inheritances coming through from a relative who has recently passed away. All right, some type of gift that they've given you, in exchange for the love that they received from you during the time that they were here on this sphere with us, on this plane with us. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a card from the major arcana here for you, Scorpio. And of course, 8th house matters are right up your alley because Scorpio rules the 8th house. What is the major arcana message? What is the overview for my Scorpios for June 2016? Major messages for Scorpio June 2016, 8th house. All right. Okay, we have the Hermit. The Hermit here. Now, very interesting to me that the Hermit card has come up, because the Hermit card, the Hermit often represents someone in your life who can be of assistance to you, support to you, who has the ability to illuminate your world and show you the light at the end of the tunnel. So, this 8th house situation very, very much speaks to Hermit energy in the aspect that there is someone that is supportive in your life, who may be, kind of in the background and who's going to come to the forefront in your life this month. This lantern that the Hermit is holding is something that is going to be able to light your way or make things lighter, lighten your burden. Okay, so definitely the idea of a lightening for you of whatever your situation is, whether it be by financial support, whether it be by just spiritual support, or whether this is someone that you're going to get involved deeply with, who is going to be kind of the power behind the throne for you, that go-to person that trusted advisor, that trusted partner. Definitely a very deeply spiritual card here. You may be finding answers to questions, and they may be provided to you by a partner that you are getting involved with. Someone of the sun sign Virgo could be very prominent in your life, someone with Virgo rising, sun or moon, or Virgo strong in their chart, okay? So let's go ahead and do a 5-card reading here for you, Scorpio. All right, well, this Knight of Cups wants to jump out on us, so let's accept it. The Knight of Cups, I'll put that down. And let me go ahead and pull the other cards here. What is the message for Scorpio for this new moon in Gemini cycle? Message for Scorpio for new moon in Gemini. Message for Scorpio. New moon in Gemini. And I am accepting that Knight of Cups because that's your card. That's your water sign card. And for some reason you're upside down. We'll figure out what the reason is. But let's see, Scorpios, what are the messages for you for June 2016? I'm doing one more shuffle here. Scorpio, June 2016. So we have that Knight of Cups reversed in the recent past. Something's gone on that was perhaps a little emotionally distressing to you, okay? And it's got you upside down. Perhaps an unwanted change recently in your romantic life. Some of my Scorpios may be playing the field. Some of you may be involved in relationships where there is a third party. Or you are, I'm getting this, and I hope this is not you, but it's saying you're playing with other people's emotions, okay? So if that is you, you want to stop that and be careful about that, because we all have to think of karma. What you put out comes back to you, Scorpio, okay? That will apply to maybe a few people, not everyone here, but for some, it may just be that there's been some type of emotional something's thrown you off emotionally. We're going to find out what that is. All right, covering is the Six of Swords. That's currently. The Three of Swords is reversed in the near future. We have the Seven of Swords reversed in your obstacles. And we have the Knight of Wands reversed in the potential outcome. I'm being led to pull one more card here. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. Good, very good there. So let me just straighten the cards out here so that you can see everything. Over the Hermit. The Hermit is watching over and looking over all the messages here. And then at the base of the deck, Scorpio, we have the Temperance card reversed. Okay, so this makes sense for me because with these swords here and the Knight of Cups reversed, something's been going on, okay? The same thing I said about emotional imbalance, that's that Knight of Cups reversed, okay? Something, the Knight is trying to offer his cup, and either perhaps it has been rejected, or perhaps someone has taken advantage of you, or as I said, you may be on the other side where you are, not being thoughtful about the way, about someone else's heart here. Temperance is at the base of the deck, and so I feel like you're being called upon with Temperance and with the Hermit here. The message I'm getting for you, Scorpio, is that you need to think deeply and think well about your actions right now. Okay? Temperance is saying that there may have been some kind of disruption, maybe some arguing, upset, very heated discussions that has thrown a relationship off perhaps, and there is just a sense of imbalance. Perhaps this has been over, there being a third party in the situation. Perhaps this has just been feeling unappreciated, or feeling like you just can't get through to someone in your life. Some of my Scorpios may be dealing with some emotional imbalance. I'm also getting hormonal. So if you have been all over the place, up and down, you may want to look into, seeing a doctor, or seeing a nutritionist, or seeing someone who can either test you for a hormonal imbalance that you may have been experiencing, and find out why you're you've been feeling all over the place. Perhaps this might apply to some of you. Now, if there has been a situation in your life where you and a person are not able to see eye to eye, there's just no mediation going on, there's no happy medium, you just can't you can't affect change or affect any kind of agreement. I'm getting hostility, I'm getting open hostility. Not a physical, fighting, but just antagonism, where there is just no sense of peace. Lack of peace is what Temperance is saying. So you may be pulling back, okay? You may have decided that you are just going to pull back your energies. You're going to go into your cave. You're going to go underground. Scorpio, you're ruled by the scorpion. The scorpions live underground or live in caves, dark areas. So this may be you separating yourself from what has caused you this distress and deciding to kind of go it alone for a while. And the Hermit here indicates that that is the right thing for you to do. You need to be alone. You need to regain your balance. You need to recharge yourself. You need to think very clearly about the people around you and the influences that are around you, because you may have people who don't have your best interest at heart right now. Okay? Now, with the 8th house so strong, this could very possibly be in sexual matters. Someone may be wanting more from you than you are ready to give, perhaps, and there's been a kind of a tussle over, well, I'm not ready to get into this. I'm not ready to go this deeply into the situation yet. I'm not sure. Or you are just not feeling fulfilled in a situation. Your timing may be off. Your energy may be one way when your partner's energy may be another, and you're having a hard time meshing things together, okay? What's covering you right now, though, is really, really good. And I think that as a result of you pulling this energy back, kind of doing an Om moment, meditating, digging down deep, and being patient, and allowing, the air to clear and everyone to have their own safe corner. Right now, the 6 of Swords is here, and that says that there is going to be a improvement in your situation. What was stressful, what was upsetting, it's going to change. It's going to change for the better. Now, whether it is that it is changing for the better because you are separating yourself from someone in your life, or whether there is an improvement to the relationship, know that in the outcome, there is an improvement that is coming, okay? So, on the traditional Rider-Waite deck, you have someone in a boat, they have their belongings, maybe they're traveling alone, or they're traveling with, 2 other people. This may be a family situation where you need to take your kids, or family members, and kind of, focus on those matters and not romantic situations right now. But whatever it is, it is an improvement. You could have decided to go away. You may be traveling, and in traveling on your own, perhaps, many of you may be traveling by yourselves, you're going to have time to hear your own thoughts, okay? You're going to have time to get in your own head and really analyze your own situation and your feelings here. Whereas when you were in the middle of it, you just couldn't do it. You couldn't hear yourself think. The Three of Swords is coming up in the near future, but it's in the reverse. So I feel like whatever difficulties, stress, emotional upset, or heartache that you have experienced, there is going to be an improvement. The Three of Swords are falling away. They're falling out of the situation. So there's going to be a release of stress, a release of, whatever has been an obstacle to right communication between you and someone else. The Three of Swords also can indicate that, if we're talking about a situation where there may be multiple people involved here, there may be a revelation. Okay, you may be getting information that kind of confirms to you the presence of a third party, or that there was something else going on here, right? And so that is going to be within this month, between now and the new moon in July. Now, the obstacle here, well, we have the Seven of Swords reversed. The Seven of Swords reversed, anytime I see this card, it does indicate that there is something going on behind the scenes, okay? So with this card next to the Three of Swords and the Knight of Cups reversed, definitely gives me the feeling that, there is more here than meets the eye as far as emotional involvements. This card coming up as an obstacle means that there is someone who is trying to walk away from a situation, or who is trying to take something that is yours. So it could be three scenarios here. It could be you walking away from a difficult situation, picking up your toys and leaving. These are mine, I'm gone, I'm not dealing with this any further. It can also be someone in your life who is trying to walk away, or is on the verge of walking out of a situation, and again, possibly because of a third party. And then the third scenario is that there may be someone in your midst who's trying to walk away with what is yours, and that is potentially a partner. So, only you will know, and I feel that you will get confirmation within the next month of what this scenario is. You may already know what it is, especially if you are the one doing the cutting with these swords, or if you are the one who has perhaps already already discovered something that has happened. Now, what's coming up in the outcome here, the potential outcome, and next to this Seven of Swords is this Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands usually represents an fire sign energy. This can be Sagittarius, Leo, or Aries. The Knight of Wands is an immature energy, okay? And it's interesting that your reading is starting off with the Knight of Cups, and it's ending with the Knight of Wands. So you may be dealing with someone whose energy is very immature. This is not a king energy, so this person has not evolved to that level of wisdom that a king would come up with. They are often someone who can be very egotistical, someone who is very changeable, who is one way one day and another way the next day. Someone who may have, their intentions are not clear. Someone who may be argumentative, want to see their side of the issue only, and just generally selfish. It's a selfish energy. So up next to this Seven of Swords, this may be the person that you're dealing with that is not dealing above board with you, and who, as a result, you have pulled back from them. You've pulled back. And I think rightfully so, because, you know, with this is also someone who creates changes in life that are not the easiest to deal with. So, you know, you may very well be right in wanting to separate yourself from this energy. And I feel like the Knight of Wands is coming up at the end of the reading because, you know, the universe is trying to say to you, it's very unlikely that this person is going to change anytime soon. So, you know, we're just looking at this month's energy right now, but I feel like you're still going to be dealing with this person's stuff as the month progresses. There really is not going to be an improvement in their behavior. So, you know, you are within your rights, and it will be probably the healthiest and best thing for you to do to pull back and, you know, be in your own company, or be in the company of people who are uplifting to you, who are supportive, who are, you know, who have a certain level of maturity and life experience. This Knight of Wands energy can refer to someone younger than you, so a younger man or a younger woman. We're not talking about gender here, we're specifically talking about energy with the Knight of Wands. And again, fire sign rising. So, you know, they're a very passionate person. You know, they're someone who kind of jumps into a relationship, or, you know, jumps into a situation, but they're not necessarily someone who is going to stick around for the long haul, because they're easily distracted, the Knight of Wands energy. Okay, so you want to keep your eyes open. Interesting to me that the Knight of Wands is coming directly under this Temperance card, and it's the Knight of Wands reversed and the Temperance energy reversed talk about the very same type of behavior. You know, a lack of balance, kind of argumentative, you know, keeping you off kilter, someone who keeps you off kilter, Scorpio, okay? So you want to be careful of this energy, make sure that you're not allowing it to drain you. And with that Three of Swords here, I really feel like this is you cutting ties, Scorpio, okay? I do feel like this is you deciding, you know, you're not stuck in the heartache of the Three of Swords. You are so past that, and you are now letting those swords fall away and leaving them behind at someone else's feet, okay? Now, I pulled another card just as a clarifier here, and it is wonderful, the card that I pulled, because we have the Nine of Pentacles. And the Nine of Pentacles is, you know, it represents feeling good and healthy in your own skin. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles is someone who has everything he or she needs. They are someone, you know, who is taking care of their own needs, their own concerns, their own has their own resources. And so I feel like the issues that you may be dealing with this Knight of Wands may be one of support issues. If it's not financial support, it is emotional support. But the Nine of Pentacles in the clarifier here tells me that you yourself are going to make it, whether you have this Knight's support, whether they are in your life or out of your life. You are going to make it on your own strengths, your own resources, your own talent, skills, and ability, and be able to create a life that is comfortable, where you have what you need in your life, and you know, where your needs are all taken care of. And then dealing from that level, which is a higher level, you'll be able to attract to you people of a different level, whether that is economic, whether it is maturity, whether it is spiritual growth, whether it is those who are ambitious and striving to make something happen in their own lives. I feel that this Nine of Pentacles is telling you to concentrate on your own situation, on your building your own resources, building your own wealth, building your security, building your own prosperity, and getting yourself good, getting yourself right, regardless of who else is around you. And in doing so, you're going to be able to make the life for yourself that's going to allow you to be happy, whether you are with someone or whether you are not. Okay, this energy is transformative in that it is waking you up out of perhaps difficulties that you were experiencing, that you don't need, that frankly you just don't need in your life. So know that in the outcome, things are going to be good. By the end of this month period, there may be something that is coming into your life. It could be a new job. It could be an improvement in monies, a raise of some sort, or a promotion in your life. Now, very possible with this 8th house activity, you could be receiving job offers from a new employer. Okay, I'm talking about changing, not where you are right now, but the potential of someone reaching out to you to present you with a very interesting and attractive offer. Okay, so be on the lookout, be open and aware that, despite the difficulties you've been going through, it may be time to cut ties and to seek your fortune elsewhere, not only on a financial level, but on an emotional and even professional level as well, Scorpio. Okay? Now let me go ahead and pull a card from the Tao Oracle deck here, just as a confirmation for you. And what's interesting to me here is that if you look at these cards, the Hermit, Temperance card, the 6 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, you're seeing all of the same color, all that blue, that kind of, that it's the kind of blue that comes before a rain shower or a rainstorm, where it's like a bluish gray. And so that bluish gray for me talks about, that type of emotional situation where things are unclear. Blue representing perhaps you having the blues and dealing with the blues and needing to get rid of that emotional and mental state. And because, with that gray energy as well, needing to be able to see through the facade, or see through the smoke screen that may be around you. And, just so beautiful that in the outcome here you have this 9 of Pentacles, which is this golden yellow, vibrant, energized color, and definitely talks about a change coming through for you that is going to really shed light and kind of clear away this this blue-gray vibe, or clouds that have been around you. Okay, Scorpio? So let me go ahead and pull a card from the Tao Oracle and see what the message is for you from the Oracle. What is the message for my Scorpios for June 2016? Message for Scorpios for June 2016. What is the message? Definitely a period of enlightenment for you, Scorpio. And let's see. What is the message for Scorpio for June 2016, Scorpios? Okay. All right. Okay. Wow, interesting. You receive the number 28 card. This is the card Excess. Okay. Some of the keywords, let me just read them to you. And this is just so apropos for what we are getting as the messages for you in the cards here. Stress, overload, exhaustion, obsessiveness, gluttony, burdens, worries, the breaking point. All right, so this really speaks for itself. It is what I'm telling you about having gone through something or experiencing such instability with someone or with a situation in your life that you're at the breaking point. You know, you're done. You're overloaded. You're ready to drop these swords and just walk away. Okay? It's too many. There are too many swords here. There are too many boulders here on this person's back. They've been dealing with too much. And, you know, the only way to release those burdens is to release them. Okay? It sounds simple, but it really is that simple. The only way to release this excessive weight on you, Scorpio, is to finally release it. And this new moon in Gemini in your 8th house, as I said, is the house of deep, powerful transformations, and you're being called to transform your life from a very deep and cellular level right now. Transform your relationships, your life, your spiritual life, your financial life. Okay, you know, these rocks and these boulders can be financial stress and strain as well. And if that's the case, then this Nine of Pentacles is a really good omen for the potentials that may be coming in between now and that new moon in July. Okay. Also, the 28 card, when you add that up, it comes down to the number 10. 10 is a powerful compound number of new beginnings. It's the 1 but with the 0, and so it is new beginnings represented by the 1, but also it is beginnings that you create, that you take, you know, taking the bull by the horns and you making changes that need to be made and not waiting for someone else to do it for you. Okay, so very strong with that energy there, Scorpio. Time to lay those burdens down. I'm looking at the moon here, way up above. So, you know, here you are, and here is as we're going through the month here, and look how heavy things are, but as they, you know, eventually the boulder becomes smaller and smaller. And so I feel that by that new moon in July 4th, you are going to find that a weight has been lifted from your shoulders once you have released these swords and perhaps released someone who was more of a weight to you than a support. Don't be afraid to go within. That's what the Hermit is saying. There is enlightenment. There's a light at the end of the tunnel there for you. And you may need to just pull back and be alone and retreat in order to see that more clearly. All right, Scorpio, so thank you so much for liking and sharing my videos and for subscribing to my channel. Those of you who have already subscribed, I thank you so much for your support and for coming back monthly. If you are a new viewer, I welcome you. Thank you for stopping in, and I hope that you will stay and stick with my channel. If you would like a private reading to give you more of a specific view of how this T-square, this new moon in Gemini, the Venus conjunction, how these are all affecting your individual personal chart, contact me for a reading and I'll be able to plot each of the planets in your natal chart when you were born and let you know how to deal with this T-square, but all of the positive energy that is also coming through within the next few months, okay? And I'll also do the tarot reading for you as well to answer your questions and concerns that you have. Thank you again. I appreciate your presence, and I wish you all good things, love and peace and joy, and I bid you namaste.